When I first started rapping, I never really, it was more of just fun. But when I took it serious, like when I wanted to take the long journey into hip hop, was Tupac. Like I borrowed some of his albums from a buddy of mine, checked them out, and I listened to them all. Like I was blown away. Like this guy threw so much emotion and so much, he made it seem so easy.
I like it when you get down low, go girl, you bad. I don't mean the most, but I know she likes it. She likes it. She likes it. She likes. I like it when she gets down low, out on the mass show, spinning my door, 'cause I know she likes it. She likes it. She likes it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Young Desperado of Desperado Productions, E-Town. You're tuned in to MicCheck.com, where the players get connected and haters get rejected. How did I start? Me and some buddies back in the day. Well, actually, I had this one friend of mine, a good friend of mine. His name was Ed. We went to junior high together. He was always rapping, like all the time. He was rapping to like just groups of people in junior high, gathering around. He's busting these rhymes, freestyling, and yeah, I used to always I followed him, and we used to hang out. And I was never really big on the rap thing. I never thought it was for me. I never really attempted it. And yeah, and it kind of just rubbed off on me, and I slowly started doing it on my own. And rap was just growing big time, in the late '90s, and it was huge, with Tupac, Biggie, everybody, wanted to rap, and yeah, and then it just kind of rubbed off. And then another good bro of mine, Bo Brown, he's another rapper. He kind of paved the way for me. He was always rhyming and trying to push me to rap. Let's try to get in on this. I do R&B. Like I said, I was a keyboard player first before I started rapping, and yeah, he just kind of pushed me to rap more. Just then next thing you know, we're sitting there and writing rhymes and recording ourselves on karaoke machines, making beats, looping them, and with other karaoke tracks. And it was just, it was all this fun. We were young, and that's we had not much. We did what we could with what we had, right? So yeah, and that's pretty much what started it off. And then just as the years went on, I just started maturing into it, got better, started figuring out, started finding myself, finding where my strengths are in music were, and I just ran with it.
I've run out of time, just know it's not you. But here we go again. I've run out of time, just know it's not you. But here we go again.
All my aliases, pretty much. Yeah. Well, back, when I first started, I was kind of nicknamed G-Child. Well, but it wasn't me as a rapper. It's kind of what my bros called me and stuff, and yeah, that's what everybody called me, was G-Child. And then I just used that as to start. I never really liked it because it was more of a nickname. I wanted to title myself. Everybody wants to have a name that they call themselves, right? And then that was like a name I was kind of forced on me, So everybody called me G-Child, right? G-Child. Like I said, Bo Brown named me G-Child. I was used to it, but yeah, I wanted to kind of name myself something new. And then I went to called myself Mike Dominator, for short, Mike Dom. That stuck for a while. I think I used that name for 4 or 5 years. Did a lot of amateur recordings under that name, and then we did a song, me and some old school buddies, Bo Brown again, AK out of Kuwaitan. He was a rapper I knew back in the day, and myself and my cousin, one of my best friends, Wally Arcandy. We did a song together, and it was called Young Desperados, and it was a pretty cool song. It was amateur recording, and then when we finished the song, we called it Young Desperados. I liked the name so much. I was like, I like the name of the song, I'm gonna call myself that, right? And then they're like, well, hey, man, they're like, sure you want to change your name? I like Mike Dom. And I was like, no, I think I like that, Young Desperados. That suits me. I like it. So and I've been using that ever since. And I think I started calling myself that in like 2002.
I've been sticking my game in places I shouldn't go, steady washing my name since I put it in mode. How many times does it feel like I'm getting kicked when I'm down? It doesn't matter till it's you. So where my head is at now. Oh.
Influences, eh? Well, I have to say hands down Tupac, because when I first started rapping, I never really, it was more of just fun, but when I took it serious, like when I wanted to take the long journey into hip hop, was Tupac. Like when he was murdered, I heard it on the radio, and I only knew him as an actor. But when I heard that he got murdered, I wanted to know more about this guy, because everybody was talking about him, right? And then I was like, hey, I want to know more of him, more about him. And I borrowed some of his albums from a buddy of mine, checked them out, and I listened to them all, like All Eyes on Me, Me Against the World, even all the way back to his first one, To Apocalypse. And yeah, I was blown away. Like, this guy threw so much emotion and so much, he made it seem so easy, and he told stories like better than like nobody could ever do. And yeah, and I was just like, wow, I gotta, if this guy could do it, he influenced me so much that I knew that I had to at least, try. And then, because I was passionate about my music, but not really too passionate about the rap. It was more of just a fun thing, right? And then when I heard Tupac, and I heard that, he displayed that it can be done like that. Yeah, I just couldn't. Yeah, I had to get into it, and I took it serious and put emotion to it. And another influence would probably be the Beatles, because I grew up listening to Beatles, and greatest band, greatest band I've ever lived, and they're great for reasons, they're good. Their talent was relentless. Like they same with them. They made it seem so easy. What they do is they were like, everything started with the Beatles. The first music video, the Beatles did it. The sound of the drums, the way they did the drums. Like, we hear that nowadays, we think, oh, that's old school. That's like old-fashioned rock and roll. Like, nobody really appreciates it like how they did back then. If you go back 50 years from now and we're in that era, we'd be crazy over the Beatles too, right? And you gotta, people need to tune into that and realize that, mostly just the listeners and the spectators, they don't see other, great artists like that, like artists do, right? So, and they're a lot of what they did. I actually did a song called The News, and I sang the chorus for it, taking from a clip that Beatles song called A Day in the Life, and that was actually mixed down by DJ Kimo from the Rascals in Vancouver, and that's probably one of my best mix downs I ever had done. So that's yeah, Beatles, Tupac, to answer your question.